Hello. Hello everyone. How you doing? Hello Ridvik. How you doing? What time is it in your place right now? In Spain it's 9 p.m. So yeah. Let me see. Oh, okay. From India. Where are you joining from? Hey Swap. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So the Global Hack Week is just at the end. Kind of sad, but it is what it is. Life. Sometimes it ends, but I will see you on the next one. So, not worried. Okay. So glad you like the music. Um, Actually, I just put some random music songs that I have there because the default songs are like AI generated, and I don't I don't like them, to be honest. So I just took my freedom to put some random music. Okay, so hello, Arant. How you doing? So, first of all, my name is Nefal. Um, I'm a MLH coach. I've been a coach since uh, January 2022. No, sorry, January 2023. And um, and yeah, and today we're going to talk about DAOs, okay, in Web3. Have you heard about DAOs before? Or do you know nothing? Something you heard about it, but not sure what it means? Any guess here? Anyone wants to guess? Without Googling, obviously. Um, let's see if anyone can guess. Basically, DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. Yeah, I'd like to understand how they're implemented. Okay, so heard about it but don't get it much. Okay, that's pretty fine. That's obviously why this session is meant to do. Just show you how it works and everything, so you can get an introduction and see some advantages, disadvantages, whatever. If you have any question, please put it on the comments. I will be stopping every, I don't know, next time or whatever, to respond the questions. So if you have any kind, like, obviously related to the stream, but any question, don't um, you know just don't be silent. Ask the question. Maybe someone else has the same question, and I don't know, maybe they're shy or they don't want to ask it. So yeah, hope you do. Let me see if I can um change the, okay, not this. mm, okay, not, let me see. mm, okay. Oops, not this one. Not this one either. It's been kind of strange. I really don't like this one. Sorry for the sorry for this, folks. Yeah. So, let me see. For Global Hack Week, June 2024 music playlist. Okay. Let me just see it really quickly. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like that. I will be adding new music, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get started. I just put here an image, okay, so you can get just an idea or what it looks like. So basically, as I said, DAO stands for decentralized autonomous organization. So first of all, if you haven't yet explored decentralized finance, okay, under Web3, you've seen a bunch of streams about Web3, cryptocurrencies, private coins, whatever. So if you're just a little bit, if you didn't explore that much, then DAO might simply be another confusing three-letter acronym to you. So basically, as I said, it means decentralized autonomous organization. Okay, and it's really just a flash way of describing an entity, for example, with no central leadership. Okay, it's not like the company. So in the company, you have a hierarchy. Okay, so you have the CEO, and then you have probably the CFO, and then you have the CTO. So under the CTO, there's a manager of the data team, and then you have another manager of the, I don't know, maybe pipeline team, and there's another team, IT team, whatever. So you have like someone has a control. Okay, so there's a central leadership. Okay, so for example, in your team, you have your manager, and your manager has its manager, and probably the biggest power, let's say, will be the CEO. So if, I don't know, probably if it's kind of strange to happen, but if the CEO is just outraged one day and wants to fire you, probably you'll be fired. It doesn't happen. Okay, well, sometimes it happens. We've seen some examples with big tech companies where the CEO just comes one day, and I'm not talking about Twitter, now X. Okay, but sometimes just the CEO comes and, okay, just goodbye, everyone. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so in this case, we don't have that. There's no central leadership, sorry. um and that's it. uh okay, so let me see if I can find another image uh for you that's more descriptive than this one. Mm-mm. Oh, we have a question here. Let me see. So, who funds the DAO, the infra website, etc.? Okay, that's a pretty good question. So, DAOs in this case, in Web3, are typically funded through various means that align with their decentralized and community driven nature. Okay, so the funding for the infrastructure, the website, and other operational aspects can come from different sources. Okay, so first of all, there's the ICOs. Okay, the token sales and the initial coin offering. It's called ICO. It's like the same as IPO, initial public offering, when a company um, goes to the stock exchange, well, the stock market. So it's called IPO. In this case, it's ICO, initial coin offering. So DAOs often raise funds by issuing their own tokens and selling them to the public. This can be done through, as I said, ICOs, IDOs. It's called. I think it's called initial DEX offering, or other token sales mechanism. So yeah, the funds are raised from these sales, and they're used to develop and maintain the DAO infrastructure. There's another other funding. There's other funding mechanisms, and probably the treasury funds. So basically, many DAOs have a treasury that holds a portion of their native tokens. So the treasury is managed by the DAO and can be used to fund to fund various initiatives, including infrastructure development, marketing, community incentives, operational expenses, whatever. Another way of funding will be donations. So basically, grants and donations, and DAOs can receive grants or donations from individuals, organizations, or foundations that support their mission or whatever they develop it. And these funds can be used to cover, as I said, development costs and other expenses. Um, Other funding mechanisms will be, I would say, revenue from services and products, because some DAOs generate revenue by providing services or products. For instance, so a DAO might offer consulting services, develop software, create content that generates income. So the revenue can be reinvested into the DAO infrastructure and the operations. And then we can talk about the community contributions. In some cases, community members volunteer their time, resources to support the DAO infrastructure. This can include developing the website, maintaining servers, providing other services, whatever, just for the cause. And then we have another source of funding will be the partnerships and collaborations. DAOs might form partnerships with other projects and organizations or companies. So these partnerships can involve funding in exchange for mutual benefits, such as shared technology, joint marketing efforts, integrated services, whatever. And that's it. Well, there's another way, and it's called the stacking and yield farming. Okay, probably you've heard about that if you're a lot into crypto. So basically, some DAOs use mechanisms like staking or yield farming, they call it, to generate additional funds by stacking their tokens or participating in liquidity pools. So DAOs can earn rewards that contribute to their funding. And then obviously there's the venture capital and private investments and whatever. So these will be the ones I think right now I can tell you about. So yeah, let me see if we have uh, okay. Mm-mm. Okay. Hope I can see questions. I'm taking time to answer the questions because I know it's really important and it will make more sense to you. So, because probably you'll have some doubts right now. Okay. So, yeah. Is DAO written as a single smart contract or many contracts? That's a good question. Um, Let me see. So, basically, DAOs can be implemented using either a single smart contract or multiple smart contracts. Okay, it depends on the complexity and requirements of the organization itself. So here you can have some advantages and disadvantages from single uh, smart contracts and multiple smart contracts. So if you have just a single smart contract, you have some advantages. Obviously, you have it's more simple. Okay, it's easier to manage and understand, especially for smaller DAOs with straightforward governance rules. So you have lower costs. There's fewer interactions and deployments on the blockchain, and it's less gas fee. So it's easy to audit. Okay, with if you have fewer contracts, it's easier to audit and ensure that security of the entire system works as it meant to be. And then you have some disadvantages, obviously, and you have limited flexibility. uh, it's hard to upgrade or extend functionalities without developing the entire contract. Okay, so yeah, and then you have the scalability issues. So as the DAO grows and its functions become more complex, a single contract might become too cumbersome, let's say, to manage. Okay, And then you have the multiple smart contracts DAOs, and with obviously some advantages like they're more modular. So different aspects of the DAO can be managed by separate contracts. Okay, you have probably the governance, the treasury, the voting system, whatever. And this, this way of being modular, it allows you easier upgrades and additions because you're just upgrading the module, not all, in a pack, let's say. And it's more scalable, as we said before. And the security. Okay, so by isolating different functions, the impact of a security breach can be minimized. So if one contract has a vulnerability, it doesn't necessarily compromise the entire system, just that contract, and you can just subsidize that part or that module or whatever, and not the entire system. Okay, so and then you have obviously some disadvantages. It's more complex. It's the cost is higher because it's obviously more complex. So the maintenance between the contracts obviously leads to higher gas fees and operational costs. And there's the auditing challenges. Okay, it's more contracts, more code to audit, increasing the complexity, the cost of security audits. So, but basically, it just goes to the cost. Everything just goes straight to the cost, and yeah. Uh, let's see if we have any other question. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, if you have any other question, just put it in the comments. We will get into the introduction. Okay, so some people that really lost can just get the idea of all this. But obviously, with these responses, I'm taking the time because it's obviously important. So yeah. Um, mm-mm. Okay, how can we as a student make use of DAO? Is it of any use to us? Um, Let me see. As a student, you can make use of DAOs in several ways, I would say. Basically, the things I can think about, one first of all, is student organizations and clubs, let's say. And you have decentralized governance, sorry. So the use of DAOs to manage student clubs or organizations in your college instead of relying on a few individuals. Governance can be distributed among all the members. Decision on events, budgets, activities can be made through collective voting. So that's pretty cool. And then you have the transparency. Okay, so all the transactions and decisions are recorded on the blockchain. So it's really transparent, and you have everything there if something happens or whatever. Uh, and as a student, you can do it for scholarships. I think I've seen some project about that some time ago. It was a blog, and basically, yeah, for crowdfunding, I would say, and grants. So basically, you can establish a DAO to distribute grants or scholarships with decisions made collectively by the community, ensuring fair and transparent distribution, of grants, scholarships, whatever. Obviously, you cannot do that. Probably it will be the college, but you can offer yourself to help with that project. It's pretty cool. And yeah, if you think more about education and learning, there's the decentralized learning platforms. So create or participate in a DAO focused on education. These platforms can offer decentralized courses, study groups, peer-to-peer tutoring, whatever. And then you have some incentive systems. Okay, you can just use DAO to create incentive systems for learning. For example, students can earn tokens for completing courses, contributing to discussions, helping others, helping with not tasks, homework, or whatever, let's say. So yeah, that's some examples I would say. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, would you be interested in creating that with me? Uh, that is that a question for me, or maybe it's a chat here? Uh, okay, so let me see. I will just answer a couple of questions, and we will head into the more theoretical part. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Kiss Killer Zero. I thought DAO are a database thing. I thought DAO are a database thing. It seems there might be some confusion between DAOs and traditional databases management systems, like uh, DAO, because there's DAOs, okay, decentralized autonomous organizations, and there's some. I know what you're talking about, like the database management systems, like data access objects. It's called DAO. Yeah, but it's no, it's it's not the same. Probably there was some confusion there, but yeah, I meant like the decentralized autonomous organizations because it has to do with Web3. So yeah, sorry for that. I was thinking on those lines. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't know why, but I just get the questions really late because now it's like 23, and I'm getting like questions from 9:20. I don't know. Maybe there's so if you ask some question and there's some I take time to respond. Probably it's because of that. Sorry. Okay. I can see your question. How do upgrades changes to the DAO's functionalities happen? Is there a vote on proposed changes? Then implementers get chosen by voting to. Then how does the actual change get made? Okay, it's a really good question. So, upgrades and changes to DAO functionality typically follow structured process to ensure transparency, the community involvement, and secure implementations. Basically, so here's let's say step by step overview of how this process generally works. So first of all, you have let's say you want to make a change or whatever. So you have the proposal submission. Sorry, so any member of the DAO, okay, can submit a proposal for a change or upgrade to the DAO's functionalities. So this could involve changes to governance rules, addition of new features, updates to existing smart contracts, whatever. And then you have, secondly, the community discussion, let's say. So it will be just an open discussion, okay? Once a proposal is submitted, okay, I want to do these changes to this because that, whatever. It is often discussed openly within the community, okay? So this can happen on forums, chat platforms, Discord, GitHub, whatever, or within the DAO's designated communication channels. Let's say you just talk on WhatsApp or whatever, so there you discuss all these changes. So the goal is to gather feedback, address concerns, refine the proposal, and and then just get the proposal refined and then go to voting. Okay. So in the third step, you have the voting. Okay, on the proposals. So basically, DAOs typically use token based voting systems where members vote on proposals based on their token holdings. Okay. So the specifics of the voting process, I don't know, the period, whatever, depends on the DAO's governance rules. Okay, so if the proposal receives the required number of votes in favor, it moves to the implementation phase. If not, it may be revised and resubmitted or discarded, or discussed again to see what's wrong, whatever. And then you have the implementation plan. I would say the third point, the fourth point. Sorry. So once the proposal is approved, okay, and everyone's okay, just we love that idea. The DAO might vote on or appoint individuals or teams to implement the changes. Okay, so it depends on the change. It depends on who can do it better, maybe, or who has time, whatever. So you can just vote on that too. Um, so yeah, and then yeah, after that, yeah, that's it, I would say. And then you have obviously the development, and the person, well, the team assigned implements, um, well, develops the required changes, creating new smart contracts, modifying existing ones. This stage usually involves careful coding to ensure functionality, security. Then you have the testing, whatever, and then you have the deployment. Okay, so there's the reviews. So before deploying to the main network, changes might be deployed to a test network, staging environment, and the community can review and test the changes further. And yeah, and then you have the deployment to the main net, and then you monitor. It's like any change on code. So well, just some differences, obviously, because smart contracts, Web3, whatever, blah blah. And then you have the monitoring and the feedbacks. So you keep track of your changes. You see how they react, if anything's wrong, and whatever. Okay, so yeah, I hope I answered your question. you know okay, so I am mostly looking to deep dive into actually creating a DAO, as this may require a lot of time commitment, and any resource for me to make it possible will be appreciated. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I recommend you, before starting your own, just uh, join an existing one. You can search for an existing one, join the community, try to make some changes, try to develop some smart contracts, modify some existing ones, so you can get just more a general idea. And then when you're just set and everything's you have some ideas and you have some experience, whatever, you can just create your own, and with your friends, with your colleagues, with whoever, or with MLHers, whatever. So yeah, let's answer this question, and let's go back to the theory. Okay, let's start from the beginning, explain exactly what DAO is, how it works, how it's implemented, whatever. I'm glad you asked this many questions. Okay, because now we have some more ideas. Probably there's some people still confused. I don't know exactly what it is, whatever, but you know, you kind of getting the point of it. So yeah, thanks for the questions, and let's go to this one. So MLH uses DAO. Um, DOA. I don't know what is DOA. To be honest, probably it's DAO misspelled. Maybe. Am I wrong? So if it's DAO, as far as I know, nope. For the moment, okay. I will suggest that. So yeah, not for the moment, at least as far as I know. Okay. So uh, I don't know if I don't think any team uses DAO or whatever, but it will be cool. Okay. So let's go. Um, okay, we talked about DAO. Okay, so as we said, it's basically an entity with no central leadership. Okay, so you don't have leaders making decisions. You know, just don't have anyone making decisions on behalf of the organization's members. So instead, the DAOs communities make all the relevant decisions collectively based on an initial set of rules enforced on a blockchain. Okay, obviously with smart contracts. So joining a DAO, its members agree to abide by the rules on the blockchain to help them work towards common purpose. Okay, so basically every member has a stake in the DAO, okay, but nobody has control. There are no CEOs, board members, directors, whatever you want to call it. So DAOs are inherently internet native organization, let's say. As such, you can't use the term to describe any other type of decentralized organizations. Um, so yeah, DAO actually it's a really relatively generic term, and it covers any internet native organization that meets the description and uses blockchain, whatever. Okay, so in some ways, to be honest, DAOs are similar to NFTs, non-fungible tokens. They both rely on having a unique digital asset managed on a blockchain. In the case of a DAO, each community has a token that grants holders governance rights, memberships, and associated benefits. So members' vote share is usually proportional to their number of tokens. I did an NFT uh, session days ago, and um, we talked about some people asked, "Oh, why some NFTs are really expensive? Do you know like the monk? Well, I call it the monkey ones, but they're apes. Okay, so well, the monkey token NFT. Sorry, um, actually, it's a monkey. I don't know exactly what a monkey is, but I think it's a monkey. So some people asked, "Oh, why they cost like half a million dollars, and why this cost 200,000, whatever." So basically, and I said that they're not just the tokens, but they're like a pass. Okay, they give you access to exclusive events with people that has those tokens. You can do business there. You can meet uh, probably powerful people because not everyone can spend $1.5 million on a monkey image. Okay, let's call it monkey image, but it's something something more. But I'll call it a monkey image. Sorry for that. So yeah, so basically DAOs basically work the same. As more tokens as you have, as more voting power that you have, so you know you have like an incentive to keep yourself on the project. And DAOs can significantly vary from a small group of like-minded people to massive organizations controlling multi-billion dollars investments. So, to be considered a DAO, they must provide members with a voice through governance, operate a flat hierarchy. Okay, it's not a vertical scheme like a company, like with the CEO, the CFO, the blah blah blah, the manager, the CTO, whatever. And they should allocate resources for a defined purpose. We have some different types of DAOs. Let me show you here. Okay, so we can split DAO into various categories. Okay, depending on the purpose of the existence. So operating systems exist to help you create a DAO with a range of, you know, you have templates, frameworks, whatever you want. So let's see what kind of DAOs there are. Okay, so there's grants DAOs. Basically, communities found that they could set up a DAO when they had donated funds to allocate. Okay, sorry. So the DAO would have a governance document on a blockchain, basically directing how to allocate capital to the various contributors. So with let's call it the early grants DAOs, members, uh, held non-transferable shares. Let's call it that way. There are more options now, but yeah. So basically, there's the grants one. There's the protocol DAO. Basically, this one exists to ensure the power of on an organization is in the hands of its community rather than a governing team. So this followed the first grants. DAOs initially distributed transferable fungible tokens to the members. For example, transferable ERC 20 tokens with some market value. So basically, in this case, token holders can propose, vote, and implement changes to the underlying mechanics of the network. For example, projects commonly vote on how to distribute tokens in this case, or whatever. Uh, okay, let me see if I have any question. Um, uh, so okay, let me see. I got lost here. Okay, I was looking for like I think we answered these questions in my mind. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, okay. This. Oh, sorry. The MLH challenges could reward with NFTs. Yeah, I don't know that idea. That would be pretty cool. Uh, what you were doing? Mm, as- uh, nah, I saw some ad DAO sell NFTs as some sort of membership token. Yeah, probably will be for the funding. To be honest. Okay, we have an interesting question here. Could you see? Okay, so assume it's more like a personal question. Could you see DAOs existing for some YouTube channels since you could interact with it like a business? You get tokens for watching, commenting, etc., and holding that token gives you access to exclusive content. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. DAOs could be an innovative way to manage and interact with YouTube channels. Okay, basically, you can provide a decentralized and community-driven approach. Okay, so here's how a DAO could work for a YouTube channel, for example. Okay, it's really interesting. At least it's my approach. So probably I'll be just a little bit. Sorry, there's the trash truck and it's really noisy. So, basically, let's see an example of how a DAO could work for a YouTube channel, including earnings tokens, accessing exclusive content, and other interactive elements. Okay, so basically, we have tokenization and rewards. Okay, and earning tokens. For example, watching videos, viewers can earn tokens based on the time spent watching videos. Okay, it's not the view, but the time watching the YouTube video. So, commenting, engaging with content through comments can earn tokens, especially if the comments receive likes or are marked as valuable by the community, for example, or they're commented or whatever. And then there's the sharing. Okay, so sharing videos on social media or other platforms can also earn tokens. You have participation in surveys, polls, whatever. So an active participation in surveys, for example, or other community activities can, earn additional tokens too. And then you have the tokens. Okay, so how to use the tokens? So you can use the tokens by accessing exclusive content. Okay, holders of a certain number of tokens can access exclusive videos, behind the scenes content, live streams, Q&A sessions. More personalized uh, experience in this case. And then with tokens, you can probably vote. Okay, it could be voting rights. So token holders can vote on content ideas, suggest new topics, participate in decisions about the channel's direction, whatever. Obviously, the channel is there's someone doing the videos, so obviously it's not like I want you to jump on, you know, on a swimming pool and uh, naked, stuff like that is does not even make sense. Okay, there's other platforms for that, that you can pay people to do stuff, random stuff, strange stuff sometimes. um I know because a friend of mine, so not me, but they told me that that kind of things exist. So not just kidding. So yeah, probably you have other platforms for that, but you can, give some ideas, some suggestions, whatever. And then you can do some merchandising and services. So with the tokens, you can change them to purchase channel merchandising services, like personalized shout outs, one-on-one interactions with your creator, and say, hey, I give you 10 tokens if you just say happy birthday to my girlfriend, and I just record that, whatever. You have the interaction. You're using the tokens you earn watching the videos, commenting, supporting the channel. So it's, a good interchange between you. And you can do some community recognition. Like high ranking token holders could gain special recognition within the community, have badges, future spots in videos, Mr. Beast videos, who knows. And yeah, besides that, like using the content, I would say the governance and decision making part, it's really important. Okay, that's why I'm really pointing into that stuff. So you can, as I said, you can make some proposals. Okay, you can just give some content ideas, and community members can propose no video topics, series ideas, collaboration. Proposals that receive enough support can be prioritized, because the owner of the channel or whatever can say, hey, they really like that, they really want me to do a collaboration with you know Ksanat or any other YouTuber. I don't know more YouTubers, so that's why I just know Mr. Beast, Ksanat, and MLH. So that's the only three YouTube channels that I watch. So yeah, the proposals and the voting thing, it's really important. Okay, so the voting power can be proportional to the numbers of tokens. Okay, as we said, allowing more active members to have a greater influence. Obviously not surpassing, like obviously it's impossible to surpass like 51% or whatever, because you'd have to watch as much as videos as everyone else combined, and well, more than everyone else combined. So that would be kind of strange if you do that. So who knows? um and yeah, and then you can be to monetize your idea and funding. You can create crowdfundings and investments. So you can just create fundraising for projects, and the channel can raise funds for special projects such as high production videos, documentaries, equipment upgrades. By you can just issue no tokens or conducting fundraising campaigns. Okay, so if you issue just more tokens and sell them, you'll get more money, and that's it. It's free money. You can create it just like the US dollar. Okay. So, nah, just kidding. But yeah, well, actually, if you see the US dollar graph, the creation and everything. It's really impressive. Recommend you just you know just uh, there's an expression in Spanish. It's called el saber no ocupa lugar. It's like the knowledge doesn't take space. Okay, so you can just learn that, and that's it. So yeah, responding to your question, yes, you can do a bunch of stuff. You can with YouTube and DAOs, and have uh, benefits. So you might think, how can I implement this? Okay, so this is um, okay. That's pretty sick. Do you know any example implementations? I want to understand how to build systems like this. Okay, so implementation. Yeah. Okay. So basically, for the implementation, you need some. There's some steps. Okay. So the first step of every step is define objectives. Okay. So determine the goals of the DAO, such as improving engagement, enhancing community involvement, funding special projects. You want to work on something special. You need some funding. So you have a YouTube channel. You want to kind of find a way to not use your community, but engage your community for that. And then the second step will be choose the platform. So you have to select the platform for creating and managing the DAO. You can use Aragon. Okay, just let me search for the link here. You can use Aragon. Okay, DAO, because there's a city called Aragon here in Spain, and it's not that. You can use DAO stack. Let me see. There's another one called Colony. Okay, let me see. Colony DAO. The best way to build your DAO. Okay, so you have this one, for example. Okay, you have Colony and you have Aragon. Okay, these ones are pretty easy to create your own DAO. It's pretty simple. So, and then the third point, uh, Aragon, like LOTR. I don't know what is LOTR. I assume it's Lord of the Rings, probably. Um, I don't know. Sorry for that. I don't watch series and movies. So yeah, the first step will be define the objectives. The second one will be choose the platform, whichever you want to use, the Aragon, the Colony, whatever. And the third one will be create a token. Okay, so you need a token. That's what all is about. So develop a custom token that will be used for rewards, the voting systems we talked about, all the interactions, whatever. And then the fourth point will be develop smart contracts. We did a workshop about creating your first smart contract on Ethereum. Okay, check that out if you missed that on YouTube, or well, yeah, YouTube, because I think Twitch videos are being uploaded later. I don't know why exactly, but yeah. Then develop the smart contract. You have to write smart contract to manage the token distribution, the voting mechanisms, the reward systems, everything. And then five, you have to engage the community. Okay, so educate your audience about DAO, how it works, how they can participate, so they can get engaged with that, and they should love the idea, what you do, whatever. And then the last point will be the launching and iteration. Okay, just launch it, see how it works, take the feedback, improve it, do whatever you need to do, and yeah, that's it. So that would be some basic steps of DAO. Let me see if I can implementation, if I can find some documentation like DAO. uh, Okay, DAO smart contract example. Let me see. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so there you have some. Okay, how? Okay, intro to DAO governance, a guide to. Well, I think this one will help you. Okay, so I think you should take a look to this one. This could help you. This can help you. So let's go back to the theory. Okay, let's see what other types of DAO we have here. So the third point. Okay, we'll just go real quick through all of them. But you have the investment DAO. A future of early DAOs was that they were nonprofit. Okay, for example, they may have existed solely to distribute grants equitably. Okay, so but however, with the advent of protocol DAOs and transferable tokens, people discovered more options. Okay, one example is the formation of investment clubs where members pool their money to give a large enough fund to access investment opportunities they would all not face. Right now, there's some kind of they use that system, like this pool money investment systems. For example, for real estate, so people that cannot invest in real estate because they cannot buy a $5 million house, or I don't know, 20 well no, $500,000 apartments. They just put maybe 50,000. 10 people put 50,000 and then they buy it, and they each one has a portion of that apartment. Then if it's being rented or being sold, they just get the part they whatever. So yeah, it's worked the same but with DAOs. And then we have service DAO. So basically, they act just as a talent allocators. They create decentralized working groups for people to work for the open internet and are effectively crypto native. Talented talent agencies create for creators. So yeah, and they often pay the creators in cryptocurrencies or tokens or whatever. Okay, and then we have the social DAO. Uh, the the fifth point, so basically are just an evolution of group chats where friends become co-workers, and the group chat becomes a digital business. So these are often where people with a common interest join together to socialize, expand their social network, want everybody to have an equal say in how the group functions. So once the initial members agree on a standard set of rules and procedures, they save them on the blockchain to keep a permanent record of any change over time. Okay, so basically that's what social DAO means. Then you have the collector DAO. Real quick, typically, collector DAO uh, collects NFTs once they have proved once they have proved their long term and have value. Okay, so let's say for example a group of like-minded network collectors might join a DAO to collect NFTs and then share any proceeds when they sell the NFTs in the future. And then in the seventh point, we have media DAO. So basically, media DAO gives power to creators rather than the big media corporations that control traditional media. So media DAO also recognize the importance of viewers, listeners, readers, allowing them to become part of the decision making process. Okay, and then finally we have the creator DAO. Okay, so probably these are not that famous. So we talked about that. Uh, with the question someone asked. So basically, the YouTube question probably will be on the creator DAOs. So somewhere between social DAOs, collector, media, you have creators. So uh, they're exclusive communities belonging to a creator's most dedicated fans. So to be a member, you typically need to own an NFT from the creator or whatever. So creators gain an additional revenue stream, which isn't dependent on somebody else's platform. For example, if they make the bulk of their money from being a YouTuber, YouTube partner are receiving a cut of the ads people watch on their channel. They are beholden to YouTube. Okay, so if they upset YouTube or breach one of the streaming platform policies, they can find that YouTube demonetizes their videos without warning, explanation, without nothing. Okay, we've seen these cases before. Probably some famous YouTuber who got the channel demonetized because blah blah blah. They have whatever. So with creator DAOs and NFTs, there's no risk of anybody unilaterally canceling their income stream or censoring their content, whatever. So you got that freedom. Okay, so the fans who possess the NFT and belongs to the creator DAO are no longer merely passive, because followers, uh, they're just become active stakeholders. Okay, so early users may gain from an increase in the value of the creator's NFT or the token or whatever they have. Okay, and then now let's talk about the good and the bad part. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me check the notes here. Sorry for that. So let's talk about some benefits of a DAO. Okay. So basically, DAO eliminate the need for centralized uh, hierarch- hierarchical decision making. Okay. Instead, users and contributors of an organization become genuine investors and owners. So those who actively work in the organization have a say in critical decisions regarding its future or whatever. So creators benefit from having more control over the distribution of the content. They don't have to spend hours making content for a big platform only to find that the platform owners decides to demonetize or take down their work. So, in addition, user members of a DAO get benefits they might otherwise not have. So, like gaining direct access to a favorite content, to a favorite creator. They gain early access to events and new products, discounts on merchandising, exclusive items, gifts, maybe some lottery or whatever. So, yeah, now you might think, okay, this is perfect, right? This is incredible. This is the future. This is amazing. This is just perfect. There's some problems with those. Okay, now we will talk about some problems. Okay, let's go with the problems. Okay, everything has a problem. Life is problems. So sorry for that. Okay, so the major problem here is by not having somebody with the responsibility to make final decisions. Okay, that might lead to uncertainty and indecision. However, with ownership of DAOs typically being in proportion to individual contributions, as we said, some people might still have a greater voting share than others. So DAOs represent equity in voting rights rather than equality. Okay, so that's a little bit the problem. It's like a pay to win. So collaborative decision making isn't quick decision making. It might ultimately result in the best outcome, but not necessarily when the decision is most needed. But so that's a drawback, because if you have a CEO that has to take a decision, you can take that decision probably 30 minutes, 1 hour. Okay. But if you have a bunch of people with a bunch of NFTs that or tokens, and every person that has a token well, for each token you have an accent. You can do a thing or another, whatever. It's kind of confusing. Okay, so let's talk about how do DAO govern. Okay, so in many ways, the most challenging part of operation of operating a DAO is the need for consensus. Okay, consensus. Sorry. So, as a result, there is a range of governance structures from which DAOs can select or archive or sorry, achieve. Sorry, their goals. And here we can see the first point is direct on-chain democracy. The second, direct off-chain democracy, representative democracy, and quadratic democracy. This kind of sounds strange, right? Let's deep down into each one of them. This is a really important point, and I really want you to, to get these points. Okay, so direct on-chain democracy. Basically, members vote on a proposal directly on chain. Typically, DAOs use token weighted voting, as we said. So those members with more tokens get more weight for their vote than others. So, for example, each token might be worth one vote rather than each member having one vote. So, if you held 10 tokens, you get 10 votes. Let me see. Oh, okay. I have battery. Because sometimes it just. Oh, sorry. My mom's was calling. Sorry. Um. Yeah, we talked about direct on-chain democracy. Okay, more tokens, more voting power, whatever. So there's the direct off-chain democracy. Here, the vote occurs off-chain using snapshots. Okay, again, these votes are typically weighted in proportion to the member's token. Okay, so take that in mind. And then we have the representative democracy, and basically a DAO uses representatives who vote on chain to approve proposals submitted to the DAO. So members initially vote for the representatives, who will typically gauge members' views before voting on each decision. And then you have the quadratic members. Um, sorry, the quadratic democracy. So the DAO uses quadratic voting, basically a system based on the equation cost to the voter, like the number of votes. Um, uh, Let me. How can I say it? Let me search an image. Probably will be better. Let me show you an image. Uh, uh, uh. Basically, it's okay. Basically, it's the number of votes. You know, based to two. Okay, so for example, a voter with one token might receive one vote. However, to get five votes, you would need 25 tokens. Okay. Mm, like if you have one token, you might receive one vote. So if you have five tokens, so it's like 5 by 5, 25. Okay. So yeah, there you have some um the explanation how it works. Mm, Let me see. Oops. Probably I'll need to change this. Can you hear me now? Or I think this one's still off. Never mind. Uh, uh, uh. Oh, okay, okay. We have a question. Who has a say in non-critical decisions in a DAO? Okay, so um, that's a pretty good question. So I would say in a DAO, for example, the structure for making non-critical decisions can vary depending on how the DAO is set up. But typically, decision making involves the community of token holders. Okay, so let's see, for example, an example or a breakdown um, of who has a say on how non-critical decisions are typically managed. So, first of all, the token holders and the participation in most DAOs, token holders have the right to participate in governance. So, their level of influence often corresponds to the number of tokens they hold. Okay, as we said, it's really important. So, some DAOs might use alternative systems to ensure more equitable participation. So the voting, you have the direct voting, the quadratic voting we talked about, and the staked voting. I think we didn't talk about s- staked voting. So basically, token holders must stake their tokens to vote, so aligning their incentives with the long term health of the DAO. Okay, so basically, just to make sure you stay for the long term and not for the momentum. Uh, 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 Let me see. Boop, 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 boop. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, okay. If a DAO wants to hire an accountant, who decides that? So basically every decision is made with the voting process. Okay. Basically it's the same process as we talked about before. Will be the proposal submission. Basically, a member submits a proposal to hire an accountant in this case, detailing the needs and qualifications required. Everything is like a company when you go to to the CEO and say, hey, we need to hire 25 people. Why? Okay, why now? And do we really need them? Whatever. Okay, so there's the proposal submission, and then we have the discussion. So the proposal is discussed within the community to gather feedback, suggestions, whatever. And then we have the voting system again. Members vote on the proposal. The voting mechanism may vary, like with token based voting, whatever, as we said before. And then there's the approval. So okay, so if the proposal receives the required number of votes, it is approved. Okay, that's simple, like everything that works with voting. And then the implementation in this case, the DAO proceeds to hire the accountant as specified in the approved proposal. So basically, this process ensures that the decision is made collectively and transparently by all the DAO members. Uh, mm-mm. Okay, I see. There's just a conversation there. Mm-mm. Oh, okay, there's some question. Let me see. Number of votes. Credit cost 1124394 16525 and 52. Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry. Last two questions have been answered by the governance. Okay. There's a good image of quadratic democracy here. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Ara, okay. Let me just take the link, copy quadratic voting. There you go. One voice credits, one vote. Okay. Yeah. 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 Literally. Okay. So yeah. Thank you for sharing. I'll just put here the. Okay, so we have another question. Would the DAO system admin actually control it? The person managing the domain name, hosting, etc., or can this also be automated? Wow, that's a pretty interesting question. So, let's say in a truly decentralized DAO, okay, there ideally wouldn't be a single system admin or individual controlling the entire system. That's why they meant to be decentralized, including domain names, hosting, other infrastructure. So instead, these aspects could be managed in a decentralized manner or automated through smart contracts. Really important. Smart contracts is a key concept here, and decentralized protocols. Okay, so this is an example of how it would work. Okay, so we have decentralized infrastructure. Rather than relying on a centralized hosting provider, the DAO's infrastructure could be distributed across a decentralized network of nodes. Okay, so this could include decentralized storage solutions, content delivery networks called CDNs. I think it's called CDNs. CDNs. Content delivery. Yeah, content delivery networks. Okay, so there you go. Okay, and other infrastructure components in this case. So smart contracts, second point, really important. So smart contracts could be used to automate certain aspects of infrastructure management. For example, a smart contract could automatically renew domain registrations, allocate hosting resources based on predefined criteria, whatever. Okay. And then you have the decentralized governance. So decisions related to infrastructure management could be made through decentralized governance mechanisms, where members of the DAO vote on proposals related to domain names, hosting providers, other infrastructure related matters. So as you can see, you can automate and decentralize everything. So that's the key point here. No one can just delete the domain one day because he's mad or she's mad or whatever. And then there's the community contributions. So members of the DAO could contribute resources or expertise to maintain and manage the infrastructure. For example, let's say individuals with expertise in web hosting or domain management could just volunteer to oversee these aspects of the DAO's operations. Okay, and then there would be the decentralized identity. So decentralized identity solutions could be used to manage access to infrastructure resources, ensuring that only authorized individuals or entities can make changes to the DAO's infrastructure. And by decentralizing the infrastructure management and governance in this case, DAOs can reduce reliance on centralized authorities and enhance resilience. Okay, security and transparency, whatever. However, it's really important, in my opinion, to know that achieving full decentralization in practice can be challenging and may require ongoing efforts to ensure that the DAOs remains truly decentralized and autonomous. Okay, but it's possible. So yeah, I hope I answered your uh, question of if a DAO system Oh well, DAO system admin actually controls it or whatever. So you can see you can automate everything, do whatever you want with smart contracts, and yeah. So let me see if I missed something around here. Let me. Do you have any question? So everything with DAOs is again decentralized decision making. Okay, decentralized voting. We don't want to have another company, another company with a CEO, whatever. We are a community. We're all equal. Okay, we have different stakes, but so we have other powers, obviously, because it shouldn't have the same power one person that has one token than another one that has 300,000 tokens. So obviously it makes sense that one of them should have more not control, but at least more voting power. Okay, it makes sense, to be honest. So yeah. And yeah, again, decentralized decision making, decentralized voting, security, cost effective, flexibility, whatever. Okay, let's see some successful DAOs. Okay, in Web3, there's one called Maker. Do you know Uniswap? Actually, it's a DAO. So that's pretty curious. Oops, sorry. Not this one. Oops. Uh, Let me see. The row. Okay. 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 It's this one called MakerDAO. Okay, I don't know. I can't click here. I don't know why. Um, I cannot click here. Don't even know why, to be honest. MakerDAO. Oh, okay. Yes, I can click. Um, MakerDAO. Okay, we have this one, for example. Un dinero mejor. It's like better money or something like that. Have you heard about Uniswap? This one is a DAO too. Okay, basically, Uniswap is a decentralized exchange that enables users to trade cryptocurrencies directly. So holders of Uni tokens have the power to vote on resolution about creating and administrating the Uniswap protocol. There's other ones like Bankless DAO. Okay, is this one? Um, crypto, join us, whatever. Okay, you have the Discord. Then you have Opolis, I think. Basically, it's digital employment DAO that provides shared services and benefits to independent workers. So yeah, there you go. Opolis DAO. It's this one. Okay. Payroll for independent workers. Okay. I assume they're like freelancers or whatever. So yeah, these are some examples, and yeah, let me see if I can find another example. Okay. Oh, okay. I can see your question. Just let me put to this. I was looking for project. Okay. Are there any DAO plus token based systems that ensure fully equal voting rights for all members? Like, for instance, are there tokens that are not tied directly to currency at all, but only used for voting? Where each person is granted one token per voting round that's only good for that round of voting? That's a really interesting question. So, just let me take. Oh, sorry, I just hide the question because my face was not. Uh, yes, there's DAO and token-based voting systems designed to ensure fully equal voting rights for all members, where tokens are not tied directly to currency and are solely used for voting purposes. So these systems, um, they were created to create a fair and democratic governance model where each member has an equal opportunity to participate in decision making. So here's some examples of those systems. For example, um, I would say we talked about quadratic voting systems. Basically, the concept is a mechanism where participants are given a certain number of tokens. They call it voice credits. I think voice credits that they can allocate to different purposes. Okay, and purposes or proposals or whatever. However, the cost of allocating additional tokens to a single person, to a single proposal, increases quadratically. So this ensures that each participant has a limit but equal influence on the outcome. So basically, quadratic voting on an implementation point of view have been implemented in various DAOs and governance platforms to ensure, you know, fair and proportional decision making. There's another one, if I'm not wrong, called non-transferable voting tokens. Okay, so basically, the concept with non-transferable voting tokens are tokens that are distributed to members solely for voting purposes and cannot be transferred or traded. So each member receives a fixed number of tokens for each voting round, ensuring equal voting rights for all the participants. So in a point of view of implementation, some DAOs basically use non-transferable voting tokens to ensure fairness and prevent, concentration of voting power. And these tokens are typically distributed to members based on predefined criteria, such as membership status or participation level. Okay. Um, Another example. Oh, Oh, okay. Another example will be continuous voting systems. So basically, the concept is quite simple, and the continuous voting systems allow participants to continuously allocate their voting power to different proposals over time. So each participant's voting power is dynamically adjusted based on their past voting behaviors and level of engagement, ensuring that, let's say, active participants have a greater influence on the outcome. And yeah, they have been proposed as a way to encourage ongoing participations and prevent manipulation of voting outcomes by ensuring that, let's say, voting power reflects the community's current preferences. And then I can think about reputation based systems. I think it's called reputation based systems. Basically, yeah, concept is quite easy to understand. So basically, reputation based systems allocate voting power to participants based on their reputation or contribution to the community. So participants earn reputation points or tokens through active participations, contributions, or other criteria determined by the DAO or whatever the rules they have. So yeah, so it's really important to have equal voting rights systems, because you ensure fairness, you ensure that all members have an equal opportunity to participate in the decision making phase. So you're more inclusive, you prevent manipulation. Okay, so this is really important. I don't know if that was your question, but hope I answered it quite well. Okay. So yes, 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 yes. We didn't stop actually. I was planning to stop a couple 5 minutes. Um, 5 minutes, but I think I prefer just to finish and let you go and enjoy your time. So yeah, let's see if we have more questions. Let me check out. Hope you understood. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hope you understood a little bit. It's kind of confusing sometimes to understand those concepts. Not for you, but for me too. Um, when I was, just dipping down into it, um, it's kind of confusing because it's like, okay, so the voting, how is the voting? Like, we get into a Google Meet and we just talk and then we send some tokens somewhere, or you know um but yeah, it's kind of confusing, but it really makes sense, and like it's really powerful right now with smart contracts, with the Web3. And in my opinion, I think it's a niche right now. Okay, there's a lot of noise. Okay, it's like AI. Okay, in my opinion, obviously a personal opinion, personal point of view, but I think there's a lot of noise in the sense of, you heard all the day long AI, all startups implementing AI. We implement an AI infrastructure. They're like keywords like AI infrastructure, future models, training, machine learning, whatever. And then when you deep down into the AI the startup has, and basically it's like a connection to the ChatGPT API, and they just send some request and they get back a JSON with the response, and they just show you the response and they call it AI. Obviously it's AI, but they don't have a model, they don't train a model, they just using like an extension or whatever. And I think with Web3 it's the same right now. It's like a lot. Sometimes you hear Web3, not as much as AI. um but for example, Web3 is like, oh, okay, Web3, the future, blockchain. But 90% of cryptocurrencies are on the Ethereum blockchain, and some of them are in, they're just copies of everything. And I think there's a huge potential right now on smart contracts are the future. Okay, there's a lot of costs. Probably if you rented a house, or you bought a house or whatever. I didn't have that luck for the moment, but I know some people that bought a house, and it's incredibly cost. Like the cost is it doesn't even make sense with the taxes, the notary, the lawyer. You need some papers, you need to pay some useless papers for thousands of euros, and bunch of that stuff. And with smart contracts you can make renting really easy, really really easy, and you can just have a smart contract with all predefined conditions, everything there, and you just follow the rules, and that's it. AI, buzzwords plus hype. Yeah. That's a little bit, sorry, that's a little bit like a startups going to pitch an idea to Sand Hill Road in Silicon Valley, and they just, we have this huge innovative idea that will break the world, and it will just make, you can just put some uh keywords there. Okay, like infrastructure, future, sustainability, um, logistics, AI, machine learning, intelligence, and everything. So they're like, oh, wow, I really like this startup. Okay, and you heard like all these infrastructure, intelligence, blah blah blah, and then there's just an API, chat, GPT, an open AI API connected to Google Cloud, and with a random, uh, you know, but yeah. So yeah, folks. I see there's no more questions on my side. We are done. To be honest, let me see if I just missed something around here. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I think we're quite done. If you don't have any question, I will just leave you. Mm-mm. So, so yeah, I think there's no more questions. So yeah, I will just leave you here, and yeah, just thank you so much for being here, for your time, your patience, your everything, and yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for the questions. Some today was quite challenging, the questions. Okay, have to be honest, because they were really good questions. I really loved them. So great to see some interaction here, and thank you, Ridvik, too. Thank you so much. See you on next month. Today's uh Global Hack Week, I just ended. So so see you on the next Global Hack Week, and love to see some new names here. I know there's some new people, so love to see that. Let me just answer this question. Sometimes it's even worse. They will call something AI when it's has nothing to do with neural net models at all, and their product simply is a runoff. Yeah, the mill normally programmed application. Yeah, I think it's kind of, you know, out of hand right now with AI and all this explosive thing, and Nvidia going to $1,200. That's crazy. I love the session and the music. Yeah, I'll for the next, I will impress you on the next Global Hack Week with great music. I will dedicate the whole month just to find the perfect tune and the perfect tone for you. Okay, promised. Okay, thanks and great presentation. Yeah, thank you. Hope you learned something, and hope you just explored some new technology, and you learned a little bit how it works, and hope you had fun. So thank you so much, and see you on the next one. Thank you so much, folks. Have a great day, and have a great week. Great ending, Global Hack Week ending. Great college days. Great job days. Great life. So yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good one, and see you next month. Goodbye, folks. Goodbye.